Hi, welcome back to the Franz Experience. I'm Franz, your host, and if you haven't and would like to subscribe to us, please go to www.thefrnzexperience.life. And we look forward to hearing from you, and we will check in on you and let you know that when there's new shows or interviews that are being posted. And we at the Franz Experience believe that you were bumped on course. Any types of injuries, traumatic, life-changing events, whether it be your family dynamic change, career change, willingly or unwillingly, we are here for you. We're definitely here to help support. As we were discussing that this month's October Domestic Violence Awareness Month, for those of you who are just tuning in, the PCADV, Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence, is hosting in Harrisburg a event to help support individuals who are survivors or are currently going through some form of domestic abuse. And again, as we discussed, there's different forms of abuse. There's physical, verbal, mental, many forms it shows itself, or it doesn't. Some of us think that it's not abuse, and it is. So if we want to just look it up and see and say, hey, something's not right, this conversation doesn't fit, it might not. It might not fit, and it may be some form of abuse. So we were discussing the different forms of abuse and how we can be supportive. I was discussing groups and organizations, businesses that have taken on a new role in ensuring that their employees are feeling supported and get the assistance that they need in time of need. There are many individuals who suffer from domestic abuse. I believe statistically there have been about 1,600 fatalities in the past 10 years. One is a horrible number. As I mentioned earlier, I lost my father at the age of 13. Very difficult to deal with, very difficult on the family. I can't say if things would have been different if we had or had not had support. I can only speak on what is. And I just want those survivors out there to know that I'm blessed to know that they have survived, and that they themselves have taken their injury, their traumatic circumstances, and they've used it. They've used that pain for good. They've helped individuals. They've shared their stories. If we can prevent one fatality by not keeping quiet, if we can prevent one fatality by speaking up and saying this is not right, or by saying, hey, listen, would you like some help? And when I say would you like some help, we have to understand that individuals that are going through some form of domestic violence have to be willing to receive help. We have to be able to pinpoint them in the direction of professional help. There are professionals who handle these things. We can't just say, oh, you gotta get out of there. That could end drastically negatively. Or it can go very well. But I tell you what, in some instances, it doesn't pan out very well. We have to give those individuals specific support, professional support. Those families need professional support. I say that because if you have a situation and anyone places a restraining order on a partner, then next week they're back together and then they call the police or anything like that, police show up, and the person says, oh, everything's fine. Then it happens again. The police show up, oh, everything is fine. You bring that person back into your home, oh, everything is fine. At some point, at what point do you believe that the police or officials, whomever it is that's coming to your aid, could be a family member that sees you going through this, at what point do you believe that they believe you really want the help? Maybe you do. You're just not ready to receive it. So I'll say, when I say when you're not ready to receive it, there's a lot that goes into it. These particular individuals that are going through this, and at times, please understand that at times these individuals who are told, oh, you better get out of there, you better leave, go to your sister's, go to your mom's house. Do you not believe that these particular individuals who are abusing them, do you believe that that's going to stop them from getting to those individuals? There may be protective services that may be required. So please understand that as you're offering some support to these individuals and you truly believe that you're helping them, you really do, and it may work, but understand the risks that you've also now potentially put them into an even more potentially dangerous situation. So we've discussed support channels. We've discussed gender violence against domestic violence against women and against men. We've discussed forms of abuse, verbal, mental, physical. I'm sure there are others, but those tend to be more of the top 3 types of abuse. We've talked about parental, child abuse, sibling abuse or abuse from family members. We've talked about sensitivity to how we're helping support them. Are we being cognizant of who we're putting in front of those who were abused? Are we asking them, who would you like to speak to? Would you prefer speaking with a man or a woman? Children. If they need support, do you think it's comfortable for them to speak to another man or woman? Their parents were just fighting, hitting each other. Do you think that maybe a woman or a man may seem intimidating to them? Is there a teenager or someone that may be supportive? Most times they tend to go to their friends. I'm going to be honest with you. The friends know more about what's going on than you think you know, believe me. These kids turn to their friends, or they keep it inside. Let schools know. Let the counselor know. Let their homeroom teacher know. If you see a slip in the grades, or you see a change in their behaviors, pay attention to these things. This goes for children, adults. It doesn't matter. They all need support. We all need support, or we all need to be supportive. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm Franz of the Franz Experience. And again, if you'd like to subscribe and find out more about our next upcoming shows, please do so at www.thefrnzexperience.life.